Without objection.
Mr. President, yesterday the nation witnessed a murderous rampage at an elementary school, a small Christian school in Nashville, Tennessee. Tragically, 3 small children, 9 years old, lost their lives. 3 employees of this school lost their lives. And even as I'm on this floor now, Nashville police are releasing the body cam footage of the officers who responded with heroic speed and heroic courage to the deranged individual who made her way into that school and was executing students and teachers one by one. Those officers deserve to be praised. They deserve to be thanked. They deserve to be honored for what they did and for the lives that they saved. Mr. President, we must also tell the truth about what happened yesterday in Nashville. This murderous rampage, this taking of innocent life, was a horrific crime, but more specifically, it was a hate crime. A crime that, according to Nashville police, specifically targeted, that's their word, targeted, the members of this Christian community, the members of this religious institution, its students, its educators, its employees. Let's be clear, Mr. President, federal law prohibits the targeting of violence against any American on the basis of religious affiliation or religious practice or religious belief. But that is, according to police, exactly what we saw happen yesterday. The members of this community were singled out because of their religious affiliation, and now 3 young children are dead, and 3 educators are dead because of their affiliation with this religious institution, because of their beliefs, because of their work, because of their service. That is a crime under federal law, and it must be treated as such. Today, I have called on the director of the FBI and the Secretary of Homeland Security to open a federal investigation, a federal hate crime investigation into what happened in Nashville. We need the facts, Mr. President. We need to know about the premeditated crime. We need to know about what this shooter did and intended to do. We need to know about the influences. What kind of violent rhetoric motivated this shooter? Were there others involved? This contagion of hateful rhetoric and violence must not be allowed to spread, Mr. President, and that is why we need all federal resources, according to federal law, devoted now on the ground in Nashville to get the facts and to stop the violence from spreading further. And I call on this body, every member of this body, to condemn in the clearest of terms this hate crime against this community in Nashville. Today, I will introduce a resolution explicitly condemning this massacre as the hate crime that it is, and calling upon this body to condemn hateful rhetoric that leads to violence, hateful rhetoric against religious believers, religious institutions, religious communities that leads to violence. This isn't speculation, this is a tragic fact. It has happened before our eyes, and we must condemn it. And I would call on those corporate partners who are so quick to weigh in on social issues. Now make your voice heard. Condemn this violence as the hate crime that it is. Stand with this community in Nashville. This is a time to be heard, Mr. President. This is a time to be clear about what has happened and is unfolding before our very eyes. And let's just be crystal clear. Rhetoric about days of vengeance and genocide, rhetoric directed against religious believers of whatever background, whether they're Presbyterians, like the students and teachers and employees targeted yesterday, or some other Christian affiliation, or Orthodox Jews, or Catholics, or whatever the religious background. It is a crime under federal law to target and commit acts of violence against Americans because of their religious beliefs, because of their religious affiliation, because of their religious practices. This should not happen, Mr. President, in the United States of America. And now we must act to see that it does not spread. And so I hope the Senate will soon take up my resolution. I hope that every member of this body will be clear about what has happened in Nashville and will be clear in standing against the violence, in standing against the hate, in standing against the rhetoric, and standing with this community that needs now our support, that needs now our encouragement and condolences, yes, but also needs our action. I yield the floor.
Mr. President.
Senator from Wisconsin.